Welcome to Tarot's Landing. This is our little harbour for exploring tarot, old and new, the classic archetypes, the strange in-betweens, and the ways the cards keep speaking in fresh language. Before we begin, a gentle reminder, not every reading is for everyone. If something here clicks in your chest or lands with that quiet yes, you're in the right place. And if you feel this message drifting past you, that's okay. Let it go with no pressure. We'll be right here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. As I settle in, the energy feels clarifying, like we're about to name something that's been shaping the present from behind the scenes, something you may already sense but haven't fully admitted. There's also a strong note of release, the feeling of a door finally giving way, not through force, but through timing and readiness. And underneath it all, I'm picking up a call towards courage, steady, directed fire. Not impulse, not performance, but the carrying that changes your trajectory with one honest choice. So take a breath, loosen your grip, and let's see what wants to be revealed. Alright, so our first card here is Iron Veil. And immediately this tells me we are not starting with something light or decorative. We're starting with truth. Not future tense truth, not maybe someday truth, present tense truth. Something is already shaping this situations behind the scenes, and I think you've felt it. You may not have had language for it yet, but you've felt the weight of it. This card says there is an unspoken agreement at work, something being maintained through silence, habit, fear, loyalty, or avoidance. And the message here is you can't really pretend not to know anymore. The veil is lifting around what this situation actually is, what it's costing you, and what continuing it will mean. What I really want to stress is that this isn't about exposure for the sake of exposure. This card is not saying blow everything up. It's saying be honest about the structure you're inside of. What rule have you been obeying without ever consciously choosing it? What truth have you been carrying that has already become consequence? There's a kind of cold relief in this card. Not comfort exactly, but clarity. And clarity can change everything. So for this first position, I'd say something hidden is becoming undeniable, and your power begins the moment you name it honestly. Okay, our second card is Open Vault, and I have to say, this is a powerful follow-up to Iron Veil, because once the first card names the truth, once you stop negotiating with what you already know, the second card says something can finally open. Something that has been delayed, sealed, or held back is now becoming accessible. And I really don't feel this as random luck. This feels earned, prepared, timed, like a door that would not open a month ago, maybe not even a week ago, is opening now because you're actually ready to receive what's inside it. This can absolutely point to material support, money, an offer, resources, help, recognition, but it also feels bigger than that. It's permission, relief, the sense that you do not have to keep surviving on empty when something real is available to you. What I love here is that this card is not about grabbing, it's about allowing, taking what is yours cleanly, receiving without guilt, without overreaching, without that panic that says, I have to take everything now before it disappears. So in this second position, I'd say, once the truth is faced, the blessing releases. The thing that was closed is not closed forever. It was waiting for right timing, and that timing may be here. Alright, and now we have Underdark for the third card. Wow, this takes the reading deeper. Because after Iron Veil shows you the truth, and Open Vault says something can finally be released or received, Underdark says yes. But first, let's look at the foundation. What is all of this sitting on? What old fear, old grief, old promise, old survival pattern has been quietly shaping your choices? This card feels like a necessary descent, not punishment, not failure, just honesty at the root level. There may be something here you've been carrying for a long time, and maybe you've gotten very functional around it, very practiced at moving with it, but it is still heavy. It is still influencing the structure. And what I'm hearing very strongly is don't rush past this part. The blessing is real, the opening is real. But if you want to hold what's coming, you have to meet yourself more truthfully underneath it. This is where you name the thing you usually edit out. The hurt, the need, the resentment, the longing, whatever has been living below the surface. So for this third position, I'd say you are being asked to go deeper, not to get lost there, but to make sure what comes next is built on something solid, honest, and truly yours. So, just to pause and gather this together, so far, this reading is moving from truth into release, into depth. Iron Veil says something can't stay hidden from you anymore. Open Vault says that once you face that honestly, something meaningful can open. Support, relief, permission, access. And Underdark reminds us that if this next chapter is going to last, it has to be rooted in something real, not just something desired. So, where we're heading next, I really feel, is toward what happens when you take that truth, that opening, and begin to move with it. Alright, and now for the fourth card, we have Fire Sign, and this is where the reading starts to move, because after Iron Veil brings the truth into the Open Vault releases what was ready, and Underdark asks you to get honest at the root. Fire Sign says, now do something with it. This is not passive energy. This is courage, action, visibility, momentum. But I want to be clear, it doesn't feel reckless. It feels directed, like once you know what's true, and once you stop abandoning yourself underneath that truth, your next step becomes much more obvious. There's a real call here to begin, even if you don't feel perfectly ready, to make the move, send the message, claim the role, speak the thing, choose the path. And for some of you, this card is also about being seen, letting yourself take up space without apologising for your light. What I love is that this fire isn't just impulse, it's purpose, it's heart. It's the kind of boldness that comes from alignment, not performance. So, in this fourth position, I'd say once the truth is faced and the foundation is acknowledged, your energy returns, and with it, the power to act in a way that changes the story. Alright, and now for this fifth card, we have Twist of Fate. And honestly, this feels like the moment the whole reading starts to turn. Because after Iron Veil names the truth, Open Vault opens what was ready, Underdark takes you to the root, and Fire Sign gives you the courage to act. Twist of Fate says the story does not continue in the same shape. Something shifts, and I don't think this is necessarily loud at first. I think it may come through a conversation, a delay, an unexpected invitation, a change in timing, a small decision that ends up mattering much more than it seems. This card always reminds me that fate is not just something that happens to you. It's choice, chance, and consequence weaving together. So, yes, there is a turn in here, but you are part of that turn. Your next honest action matters. What I'd really say with this card is stay flexible. Don't grip so tightly to the version of events you thought had to happen, because something may come in sideways here, and it may actually lead you somewhere better, truer, more aligned than the original plan. So for this fifth position, I'd say the truth you've faced and the courage you've reclaimed are about to create a real pivot. The road is turning, and if you move with it, this could change everything. It was a pleasure doing this reading for you. Please subscribe for more readings.